Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
Ricmotech, high-performance sim racing equipment. There's only one place to go, Ricmotech.com.
The championship arrives at one of the greatest racing circuits in the world, Spa-Francorchamps, for round number 4 of the Extreme Motorsports Ricmotech World Challenge here on Apex Racing TV. I'm Greg Ginsburg, joined as always in the commentary box by Larry Lefty McLeod, and sitting in the director's chair is Jonathan Grabowski, giving you all the best views of tonight's action. Speaking of action, for 75 minutes tonight, the stars of GTP, LMP2, and GT3 will tackle 7 kilometers. I checked, that's 4.35 miles for everybody, of legendary tarmac. And from the climb through Eau Rouge and Radillon to the long Kemmel Straight and the sweeping curves of Blanchiment, Spa has a way of rewarding bravery and punishing even the smallest mistake, like that one. 2 weeks ago at Motegi, the championship battles took a dramatic turn. In GTP, Michelle Squarick left no doubt, driving her SRT eSport prototype from green flag to checkered flag for her second consecutive victory, firmly establishing herself as the driver everyone must now chase. And in LMP2, Chester Guidry from HTPK continued his remarkable start to the season. After putting his entry on pole, he controlled the race to earn his second win of the year, holding off the ever-present challenge at DNA Motorsports' Jordan Butler. And in GT3, the Wrong Stuff celebrated another victory as defending champion and pro Michael Brooks collected his second win of the season. While in GT3 AM, newcomer Alex Van Stratman delivered a breakthrough performance, guiding his Acura NSX to his first ever World Challenge victory, while holding off the charging Porsche of Michael Klimovich. Now the championship reaches one of motorsport's ultimate proving grounds at Spa. Speed alone isn't enough, Larry. It takes commitment, precision, and something I don't have tonight, just a little bit of courage.
You can definitely have the courage. You're like the mighty lion in the Wizard of Oz, Greg, and you have all the courage that anybody could ever have. It's
I was
amazing.
thinking I was the Tin Man, but okay.
Well, you've had your oil tonight. You are all
Yes.
well lubed. Maybe you didn't. Maybe that's why you're a little bit
Maybe
of a
that's why.
pronunciation error there in the opening. Maybe you are more tin than I got this all wrong. Either way, I'm the Scarecrow, and I've got grass pouring out of me. But enough of the Wizard of Oz. We are here at Spa to see who's the Wizard of Spa tonight. I love this track. This place is to me the absolute definition of world-class racetrack, and it is really good for these World Challenge type races. But if you've been with us for a few years, every time we come here, there's controversy. There's a big wreck. There was so much controversy one time that actually the driver that happened to have been the victim of an incident never came back. We've had this before. Let's see what kind of controversy we get tonight, or maybe it'll be smooth sailing. Either way, we got a big field, 40 cars in the field tonight. I'm super excited about this. A big prototype, big field in every class. This is going to be a good one.
Yeah, indeed, Larry. And it is, as you said, there always seems to be the dramas here at Spa. So we'll see here, and hopefully, though, maybe a little bit less trauma-filled than the Formula One race this coming weekend. All right, so let's take a look now as we are just now about 10 minutes into our qualifying session, where we give our drivers 4 flying laps to set their fastest times and set the grids for tonight's race. And of course, Larry, this is at 4+ miles, almost the longest circuit that we have on the schedule. Of course, we were at Le Mans just a few weeks ago, just a little bit longer there. But as our drivers are on track, we're watching right now Sean Fitzgerald from Lead Paul Racing in his Ferrari, and he is your provisional pole sitter, working his final flying lap. He's got Michelle Squirk just ahead of him on track. We'll track them here as they are both about to complete their 4th and final laps. Like all of our GTP racers, they will have the black number boards on the sides of their cars, and and also on the front. And as Fitzgerald crosses the line, he did improve slightly, a 2:02.189, almost a quarter of a second up on Michelle Squirk, our 2-time race winner this season. Dave Meneno, 3rd fastest, and it looks like Meneno called off his 4th and final flying lap. Over in LMP2, Jordan Butler working his final lap, and he's coming up now into the final chicane and onto the front straight, looking to hold on to the front row here as he turns in a 2:08.603. And there's still a couple of racers out on track working their final laps, like Neil Weston just completed his Panhirade from Lead Paul Racing, completing his 3rd lap. He still has one more attempt to try to move up in the order. He is currently 8th out of 8. Like all of our LMP2 racers, they've got the blue number boards on the sides and front of their cars. Over in GT3, it looks like Michael Brooks, who just completed his final flying lap, is your provisional pole sitter. He's got about 2/10 on the rest of the field. Like Brian Bennett here from Sector 5 Racing, and Bennett in the number 71 Mustang working his final flying lap, coming into the chicane now. And like all of our GT3 pro racers, he's got the red number boards on the car, the red mirrors and windshield banner as well. And as Bennett comes across the line, does he improve? Can he improve? He's looking to beat at least the 2:16.2 where Ethan Bass lies in his Orbit Drop Air Motorsports Mustang, and does not get there. Looks like Bennett's going to have to be content with an inside 3rd row start. Now we move over to AM, where Ian Patience, currently 3rd fastest, and he comes across, actually calls off his final flying lap, Larry, That is going to leave, I believe, all of our GT3 AM racers either working cooldown laps like Michael Klimovich here, and of course, all our AM drivers, they'll have the green number boards and windshield banners and mirrors. He is actually the only AM driver left on track at the moment, but he has already completed his final lap. A couple drivers like Logan Jones from Velocity Motorsports, as well as John Casey, not as well as Travis Schwenke in the pro side of the house, Larry, not completing all 4 laps before pitting in.
Yeah, it's going to be tight, though. This field's a huge, huge field. So I'm watching the last of our qualifiers is that one right there, Ethan Bass, of course, in the GT3 Pro, just put himself up on the front row alongside Michael Brooks. So a good last lap there for Ethan, who then turns in the way that the pros do and just goes right back in the pit out. He's now done with his qualifying, as is Bobby Childs just finishing his. He'll start this race on the outside of row 3. As we wait to see if our pre-race interview guest appears. I do not see him yet.
Yeah, and I got note from the race organizers, of course, because of how long these laps are, Larry, and how much time it takes to complete them. We were scheduled to speak with Sean Fitzgerald from Lead Paw Racing, who is looks like going to be, qualifying, only has about 45 seconds remaining, going to be our GTP pole sitter. He's currently sitting 3rd in the points, Larry, and I think just 15 points back from Dave Meneno, who is currently 2nd in the points race. So Fitzgerald, he's got the 2 drivers ahead of him on points, directly one to his side and one directly behind. And we'll see how this plays out when we go racing here for 75 minutes at Spa.
Yeah, it should be a really good battle there in that group of GTP cars for sure. But I'm kind of looking forward to this LMP2 battle. Of course, Jordan Butler looks like starting on pole there with Harris, Asay, and Guidry. And I'm hearing that Guidry may have a new livery we'll have to hit at some point here in this race. We'll have to take a look and see how the HTPK guys came here dressed for the occasion as we get going for
I'm sure they were dressed with a fleur-de-lis, of course, but we'll have to we'll definitely try to get in, get a close look at their cars, because I mean, could it be any better than the liveries that Bobby Childs comes up with?
I've seen a preview. It could be pretty good, but let's wait and see. We've got Grid to introduce. Do you want me to grab the prototypes?
Yeah, why don't you go grab the prototypes?
All right. So on the GTP, on the pole, we talked about him, is from Lead Paw Racing, Sean Fitzgerald. And he's going to line up alongside Michelle Squarick from SRT Esports. That's a great battle that's been going on all season long. Can't wait for turn 1. Row 2, Dave Meneno, Michelle's teammate from SRT Esports, and Dave will be lined up alongside Echelon Sim Sports' Zach Hebert. 3rd row, Ben Rose of DNA Motorsport and Bobby Childs from D2D Sim Racing. 4th row, another D2D Sim driver, Aaron Beaver. And that'll round out the GTPs. As we move over to the LMP2s, another pole there. It's DNA Motorsports' Jordan Butler. He'll be alongside Milan Harris from Rockefeller Racing. Then you get another Rockefeller driver on row 2, Charlie Hosea, alongside Chester Guidry in that HTPK Racing entry. Then you get another Rockefeller Racing driver, Avon Dorsey, going to be starting on the inside of row 3, lined up with another HTPK driver, Neil Weston. And then finally in the final row of our LMP2s, Jimbo Pfeiffer from Sector 5 and Pan Hirade from Lead Paw Racing.
All right, let's move over to GT3, where Michael Brooks from the wrong stuff starting to be a habit here, Larry. Brooks is going to start on the inside of the front row, right alongside Logitech G Orbit Drop Bearer Motorsports Ethan Bass. Ken Copeland from the wrong stuff will start right behind his teammate, with James Vogler from SRT Esport right alongside. Then it's Brian Bennett from Sector 5 Racing, with the Orion Race Team's Taj Edwards making up row number 3, with Mike Dam and Corey Sircone in row number 4. Ilya Speaker, next driver to be on the inside of the inside lane here. He will start 9th, and alongside Ilya Speaker is Robert Hartley from the Orion Race Team. Then we've got Chase West and Bradley Haley from Sector 5. And then we move over to the AM category, where Alexander Van Stratman from the wrong stuff, looking to follow up on his win from 2 weeks ago. He's going to start on the inside of the next row alongside Travis Schwenke, who rounds out the pro field. Then we've got Aaron Sunday from OHND Racing alongside Ian Patience, Josh Vidal, and Michael Klimovich. Johan Alvarez from the the Ditch Doctor Racing. I was going to say, if it's the Dutch Doctor Racing, that would be interesting. But there you go. And Alvarez is going to start alongside Jasper Pasternak. Then we've got Logan Jones, and Logan is going to start alongside Drake Miller. Then we got John Casey from Frito Sport and Dan Carrillo from WBM Racing. A little surprised to see Carrillo starting that far back in the field. And looks like he may be starting from the pit lane. And then we show Noah Hogg, who is out on track for the pace lap. I'm showing both Logan Jones, Larry from Velocity, and Dan Carrillo currently on the pit lane.
Yeah, I don't know if there were penalties that they have to serve from prior rounds. That is a thing that they were doing here this season in the series. But we will catch up and see where Dan and Logan end up filing in.
Yeah, the only driver, Larry, that I tracked that should have a pit lane start tonight is not here this evening. One of our GTP drivers, but we'll definitely see what the case is as the pace car now brings Michelle Squerick and Sean Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, our pole sitter there in the green, in the Lead Paul Racing Machine. The green flag, and we are underway here at Spa-Francorchamps. As again, Fitzgerald on the inside lane, not getting a great start as Squerick is able to nose right across in front of Fitzgerald. Zach Hebert had a great run as well. Got on the brakes, though, I think a little bit early, and he's going to slot into third behind Fitzgerald. Dave Menino, Bobby Childs, Ben Rose, Aaron Beaver, as they make the run towards Eau Rouge and Radillon for the first time on cold tires. Now, Larry, our LMP2 racers get the green flag. Jordan Butler from DNA Motorsports with a great start in the number 72 machine. Milan Harris in the Rockefeller entry going to have to go all the way around the outside. He does, and he gets around Charlie Jose, his teammate. And then we've got Avon Dorsey, another Rockefeller racer, as our GT3 racers, and we'll watch them come up the hill. But now our GT3 racers getting the green flag and jumping out. Michael Brooks, as he's done so many times so far this season. Great start for him. Ethan Bass gets ahead of Brooks's Wrong Stuff teammate Copeland. He's going to slot in the second in the Mustang. And Larry, color me surprised, and I know it's a little early to say it, but it looks like everybody 40 plus cars deep have made it through Radillon all right.
Yeah, it looks like maybe Michelle Squerick may have had an off track or even a slowdown somewhere. The system is showing a black flag there, so we'll see what's going on there. Also, the start of that LMP2 group was vicious. Those were a lot of blocking, a lot of weaving going on as they went and tried to start up Eau Rouge. Perhaps still trying to put heat in the tires, because going through Eau Rouge is an event for sure on cold tires in the LMP2s. But here we go as we catch them now coming down the hill. That is, of course, Jordan Butler leading the Rockefeller Racing tandem of Harris and Dorsey as they continue to wind their way through, still on these cold-ish tires here with only now a half a lap of warm-up and a half a lap of racing under them. But this is going to be a tough battle tonight. These things draft really well on these long straightaways here at Spa. It's going to keep this group together for quite a while. As look at the Rockefeller Racing sitting there now, 2, 3, and 4 with Harris, Dorsey, and Hosea fighting it out there. So Jordan Butler is going to have his hands full of Rockefeller here the entire night.
I am sure that he will, as we almost have a full lap in the books for them, but our GTP racers already working lap number 2 with Squerick, Hebert, and Fitzgerald. And the black flag, we'll see. It looks like that black flag had been cleared, Larry, and I'm wondering if perhaps...
Oh, I know why. So I think it's got something to do with the way that the race start went with the manual
Did she
thing.
jump out of line?
Yeah, she may have jumped, maybe not out of line, but she may have been ahead of the leader when the sim said green. But with as long as the human says it's okay, it's fine, and that would have explained why they're willing to clear her black flag.
Got it. Well, there you go. Of course, all of our starts here, Larry, handled by a real human being and not by Barney there on the starter stand. And of course, those starters provided by the SECA Foundation. We'll talk a little bit more about them as the night goes on. as we look a little bit further back in the field with Dave Meneno and Ben Rose now battling it out for fourth. And actually, well, it's more than just that, because they're right up on the back of our pole sitter, Sean Fitzgerald, who, again, just did not seem to go, Larry, when the green flag came out. And I think that might be one of the reasons why Squirk might have got hit with that black flag, because he just dropped like a stone.
Yeah, I think he may have just been a wrong gear or something at the start. But let's take a look at some things here as we got Ian Patience going to the back of his teammate, in fact, going into the chicane there. And then ends up going around and getting hit by one of the slow bros. So it's a rough way to go through that chicane for Ian Patience.
Yeah, and he pulls all the way to the right-hand side. I don't know if he took some damage there, Larry, or what may have gone wrong. But he is now on the pit lane, and it looks like he may be out of the car as well.
Well, looking at a steward review now being considered an incident involving car number 00, which I do believe is Jimbo Pfeiffer, and car number 1, which I believe is Chester Guidry. So a couple of our LMP2 competitors there under investigation for an incident. So we'll see if we can catch what that is, and perhaps it's this one. And that is the Sector 5 of Jimbo Pfeiffer struggling to come to a stop. And wow, what a way.
Panhirde, yeah.
Yeah, able to avoid him barely. But they're going to take a look at that and see if that contact was perhaps somebody encroaching a little bit too much on the other. Not really sure from that replay if I can make a call.
Yeah, couldn't really see it from that angle.
Yeah, good luck to the stewards on that one. Meanwhile, check in with GT3 Pro and look at this group all bunching up here. Of course, you've got Taj Edwards and Mike Dam there. But let's take a look at the replay here as... Yeah, to tell you the truth, I don't know where Chester Guidry was going to go in that, but look at him, full on Danny Sullivan style, keeping going. That was impressive.
If you know that reference,
you're in your 50s and 60s and liked IndyCar back in the day. But yes, the beautiful spin and continue there for Chester Guidry. But we'll see if the stewards have any say in that one.
All right, and I think we had just seen a little bit earlier there, Taj Edwards now falling back into 8th position. In GT3 Pro as Corey Sircone from SRT Esport managed to drive by with his Ferrari. As we go on board now with another one of our Ferraris, this is Aaron Sunday from OHND Racing, who is challenging Von Stratman for the lead now in GT3 AM. Von Stratman taking his first win of the season 2 weeks ago at Motegi. Do we call that? Do we call it the single ring Motegi now, Larry?
No, it has a whole different name now. It's the Resort.
Yes, that's right. It's like Leisure World or something like that. It's like they meant to put it in Florida or something. That's right. It's Mobility
Resort.
Yeah,
Motegi Mobility Resort. But we're not there. We're at Spa. We're not at the resort.
Spa. Another Leisure World. Yes.
But we've got a great battle going on here between Von Stratman and Aaron Sunday. And I just got to say, Alex Von Stratman, where is your spouse? Because Aaron's got his here in the chat. Of course, Rachel's there watching, cheering along. We need to get Alex's in there as well so everybody can be checked in. Because Aaron's got the extra cheering section.
What did John recommend? The Real Housewives of Ricmotech that we that we're going to broadcast the wives race?
I'm all for it.
Or let's not call it the wives race. Maybe it's the significant others races.
Sure.
Yeah, totally. Well, I mean, I don't know if old K Fox wants to be called a wife.
By checking back in with the lead here in GT3 Pro, as Ethan Bass is really starting to pressure Michael Brooks. We have not seen a lot of pressure on Brooks really in almost 2 seasons, and so this is really great to see as Bass came ready to play tonight. But of course, Bass has to worry about the other wrong stuff driver right behind him in Cam Copeland, and then of course Bennett and the other Mustang back there. But having a couple of wrong stuff teammates together with Brooks and Copeland is certainly a tough tandem to deal with if you're Ethan Bass.
So Larry, I was going to mention, since we were talking about the housewives or the kept men of Ricmotech, saw a great podcast, and I think you and I know the host. On the Racing Network, and why everyone is obsessed with iRacing's new Euro NASCAR car in iRacing, and had everybody's great friend Casey Knight as the guest did Brian Bolansky. Absolutely. Cool. So if you go over to the Racing at the Racing Network on YouTube, you can see that. Of course, Casey, one of our racers in a couple of our other series, and I believe he may even do a little bit of admin work on the Ricmotech events as well.
I do believe he does. Yeah. Well, that's cool. Be a fun guest. He's a fun guy. All right. Well, it's checking in with our battle here as Sean Fitzgerald continues to kind of fall down the order, considering where his starting position was, but still in the hunt. It is Squirk 2 seconds up on Hebert, Meneno, and then Fitzgerald in the battle you see there before you. That's Meneno, of course, I believe was a round 1 winner way back a long time ago in what's turning into a really up and down, kind of all over the place season so far in this class.
Yeah.
Squirk's been fast, but the others have been...
4 races in.
Yeah.
We're 3 races in so far.
It has been crazy. Of course, Michelle Squirk's got the overall lead there, but with Meneno getting a win in that opening round, Michelle's won the last 2, but Meneno's been up there. Fitzgerald's been on the podium. Zach Hebert's been on the podium. So it's kind of been, it's been tight. Nothing decided yet as we hit the halfway point at the end of tonight.
All right, let's jump over to GT3 Pro here. As Ethan Bass right to the rear end of Michael Brooks' Lamborghini. And this is very tight here with Brooks, Bass, Ken Copeland from The Wrong Stuff, and Brian Bennett from Sector 5 right in there as well. And they've broken away a little bit from James Vogler in the SRT Esport machine. And interestingly, Vogler is running a pro. I just noticed Larry, there you go. Ding, ding, ding.
Ding.
One drink, everybody. That Vogler's still got the green banner on his car. Nobody told him he's in the pros this season.
We'll have to work on that. By the way, I'm so glad. It's been a long time since you've called me Brian. I was starting to feel like you forgot about me.
Well, I was working
Look
with
at
Brian
this
weekend.
Instead of Brian's, we've got a great battle going on here between Ethan and Michael. And it looks like Ethan may have the advantage now, maybe, as they head down the hill here to this tight right-hander. And yes, we have a new leader in GT3 Pro, and he's going to hold that lead for at least one corner as Brooks wants to counter the move.
And there he goes. He comes down and track quickly switches back to the right as they head down towards Puan. And Larry, I'm a little surprised here. If only we talk about it event after event after event. We are so used to seeing Ethan Bass start, I don't know, 3rd row usually, sometimes 4th row, and he always has the best car at the end of a race. I'm just not used to seeing him, run from the front here early on.
Yeah, it's got to be a good sign for him, but part of that running great late in the race sometimes is tire preservation strategy. So he may be taking a different strategy here tonight and have to make it up at the back end. We'll have to see, as we know the guys behind him are also good long run racers in Brooks and Copeland, as well as Bennett there in that 4th spot. This is fascinating that they're treating this like a short sprint in this 75-minute run we have tonight.
Yeah, it reminds me of like a Spec Miata Enduro race.
Kind of takes the Spec Miata out of Spec Miata when you make it.
Yeah, just slightly.
Yeah, well, now you've got the 2nd and 3rd place runners, of course, Brooks and his teammate Ken Copeland. So we'll see if they can work together a little bit, maybe save some fuel, try to figure out how long they can make this race. The real wild card now in this becomes Bennett in the 4th spot. Is how patient does he remain with in front of him, of course, the race leader and then a couple of teammates. Does Bennett decide to make a move early and break this up? Take a look at our GT3 Pro field. There's a couple of Orion drivers here putting the pressure on Corey Ciccone there in that Ferrari. You got Taj Edwards and Robert Hartley there in that group. And then, of course, just in front of him, I believe, is Mike Dam, who's all the way down in 6th at this spot in this race. And for Dam, who's finished up on the podium more times than not, 6th is kind of an unusual place for him.
And Larry, I just had a little birdie send me some information. Why don't we jump back over to Michelle Squirk if we can for a second here. John, if you don't mind, as she is driver of the number 75 Porsche, currently your overall leader, is she's starting to come up on some slower GT3 traffic, and just had a little birdie send me some information. Looks like I will have somebody I know very well at Virginia International Raceway towards the end of August when IMSA heads into town because Michelle's going to have her pro racing debut racing for Sato Motorsports in global, well, I guess what is now just called MX5 Cup, Whelen MX5 Cup, no longer the Global MX5 Cup. But great to hear that she's going to be, of course, supporting the race to end multiple sclerosis there as part of that weekend. I'll definitely have to look her up.
Well, that's
so
awesome.
I'll be there.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Working as usual.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing her there. All right, now we've got the fun that we've all been waiting for. The GTPs making their way through the field of GT3s at the most fun locations that you can imagine here at Blanchemont, heading to the chicane where the speed differential is as great as it gets for those GTPs roaring through. And this has been the site of many a demise of GT3 drivers.
Yeah.
The scene of the crime, as they say. But so far, clean their way through. But look at the pressure Hebert's putting on Squarick here. Remember, that lead was almost 2 seconds, and it is gone now.
It's gotta be tough. Now we know also, of course, Michelle can be very aggressive in traffic, sometimes to her detriment, Larry. And as we see here, as she shoots over to the inside, she's got our GT3 Pro leaders just ahead. And there's Mike. Yeah. There's Mike Dam.
And you're right. She tends to be conservative in traffic, which is it's a long game when you do that. You hope that when you're not in traffic, you're fast enough that you can tolerate this moments of in traffic. But you got to be patient, especially under pressure. Now by both Zach Hebert and Dave, her own teammate there, and Dave Meneno, both of them now are right behind her. You see them there at the back of the shot. She's going to make her way on the inside of Copeland, try to go to the inside of Brooks or have to go outside. Let's see where she ends up or where Brooks lets her go.
Yep.
She's got one more then before she can breathe easy, and that's going to be Ethan Bassett, a very wide Mustang that he's not going to want to give up too much, knowing the pack's right behind him too.
And
flash of the lights to say thank you, I think, maybe.
I don't know about that. Yeah, I think the Brit was a little uncomfortable. There is Zach Hebert now, maybe in a little bit better position for the orbit drop bear man gets by.
There you go. Hebert does lose time though. He was 3/10 back, right on her tail, and now he's over a second back because Michelle was a bit more aggressive there going through that group. And although Ethan Bass wasn't happy about it, she did it safely, and she did it to her advantage to gain an extra couple of car lengths. And now Hebert and Meneno are going to have to do it.
All right, Larry, let's jump back a little bit further back in the field. I'm seeing that there is a Slowbros car on the pit lane. Let's see what happened here coming up over the hill.
Wow. Oh, that's a lot of movement.
Oh, I was going to say that reminds me of Lando Norris a couple years ago in the wet. The problem is it was very dry.
Yeah, you go a long way. Here's the onboard as he gets up close and personal with the wall. Oof. And then finds himself in the worst part of the track, facing up track. Just at this point, close your eyes and don't think about it. Yeah, look at them go by. Oh my gosh. God. But he survives.
Yeah.
But yes, now he's in the pits getting some repairs.
Yeah, we'll be for a while. All right, let's jump back over to GTP. And I'm assuming that all of these drivers are in 3-layer Nomex right now, Larry.
I'm sure they are, and I'm sure the Slowbros driver now has to get a fresh set.
Yes, perhaps.
Of his BPDs. All right, let's get back to the top of LMP2 is Jordan Butler and Milan Harris now. So Butler had the early lead over that threesome of Rockefeller Racings. The other two seem to have faded quickly now.
Where are they? Where are Hosea and Guidry?
Right. And so they're further back. In fact, it was Dorsey even that was the other one that was up in that group, and Guidry was able to get around him. But now you've got Harris in the lead over Butler. And they right now have just fair mano-a-mano battles. They have not yet caught the GT3 field, but they should shortly, as you can see by our... You can see where they're at. Probably another 1 lap, 2 laps tops. They will
about
be in the
2
back
laps
of the
probably.
GT3. Yeah, at the most.
Of course, Guidry, who is now sitting 4th in in LMP2, took the win 2 weeks ago at Motegi. He is currently your championship leader in the class with 2 wins so far this season. Jordan Butler, our other winner in LMP2, and currently separated by 13 points.
And it was Guidry that was involved in that incident about the second or third lap of this race and had that big spin. So the fact that he's still running is impressive on its own.
Yeah, very much
and
so.
I would like, if we get a chance to see his livery as...
it's kind of hard to pick up. And Larry, we were talking a couple of weeks ago also about with these cars, when you put in a big spin like that, or you lock up the tires, and how difficult it is to bring the tires back, or is that just limited to the LMP3 cars, or do our LMP2 racers have the same?
I'd be interested to get some of our experts in the chat to let us know that, but I don't believe they're nearly the same as those LMP3s are awful. If you flat slide that car, they will almost never come back. But I think these 2s are on a little bit newer generation tire, but I'm sure someone will prove me wrong in the chat momentarily.
I'm sure.
Well, you take a look there. Look at the scaling. Look at the gator scales on the HTPK entry there of Chester Guidry. That is so impressive as Champatulis makes his debut here.
That's right, not Champatulis, Champatulis.
Champatulis, yes.
All right, let's take a look here over at Sector 5's Brian Bennett.
He gets a great run at Beau Rouge. Look at that.
Yeah, amazing.
And I wonder if that may have been set up by a GTP car that just blew through this field, because at the same time, Copeland was flashing his lights as if to say, "Hey, that guy just held me up." But that's a good pass there for Bennett.
All right, let's move back over.
Speaking of,
Chester Guidry now, along with Rockefeller's Charlie Hosea.
Yeah.
And so move Chester now up into 3rd position.
Now, interestingly, we did mention
for Champatulis.
Yeah, I mentioned the incident there that Guidry and Champatulis had earlier in this race. Of course, with the Jimbo Pfeiffer we had seen there at Blanchimont, they actually assigned a driver incident point to not to Champatulis actually, but over to to the other driver there. As Jimbo Pfeiffer actually was given it, but not any other penalty to him. As you can see, the 2 of them on this pass here now. Great pass there for Guidry to take that position. Yeah.
Yeah, Guidry just held Hosea out there as long as he could going into the chicane, and they maintained good distance from one another. Very nice pass.
Yeah. So now I wonder if we'll finally see the speed that Guidry has and try to open up his advantage over Hosea and the others and try to make a dent into the Harris-Butler battle going on for the lead. But speaking of the lead, look at this. It looks like turnaround's fair play as Brooks making the move back on Bass in the same place that Bass made the past couple laps before and not able to make it stick.
No big wiggle there at the rear as Brooks tried to feed in the throttle on the Lamborghini. Rear end stepped out on him just a little bit, and Bass able to hold on for another few moments here.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's the different handling characteristics of these cars. Of course, that big front engine Mustang versus that mid-engine Lamborghini. They do act differently in different places, and so Brooks may just not have been able to get the car to stabilize and plant. Whereas that Mustang, now we've seen it twice. He's able to defend and able to attack in that same position on the track and able to win both those battles.
Meanwhile, now Ken Copeland taking another look at our second Mustang in the GT3 field, taking a look at Brian Bennett as they come up towards the final chicane.
They're definitely closing up on this pack in front as they have their little battle between the top two. That's given a chance now for Bennett and Copeland to close back in. And look at this, Vogler not far back, under pressure from Mike Dam. Mike Dam showing patience tonight to stay in that further back position and eventually try to work his way up. I would not say anybody in the top 10 right now is out of this thing. This is a pretty tight pack. What are we now, 10 laps in GT3s?
In GT3, they are now working. You got it. We're starting to work lap number 11. And that means, Larry, at least for the GT3 cars, their pit window likely to open up in another 2 laps or so. Pretty big pit window, extending almost 7 laps here. Let's see, 7 times 4.3. That's like 80 miles, right? No. Anyway. As we jump back over. Yeah.
You have to get the abacus noises to make sure this works.
Yeah. Do I need to break out the abacus, Larry?
Please don't.
I won't. Again, because I'm the only one who's going to hear it.
All right. These battles, though, this is your battle for second, I believe, in GT3 AM of Josh Vidal with a good livery of his own there, trying to chase down Aaron Sunday. These two have faded about 2 seconds back from Alex von Stratman, who's got the lead, but they're within range and they're fighting each other. So this is a good little battle here. McLaren against Ferrari.
You know, with Noah Hogg's Corvette about 40 car lengths back, about 5 seconds in arrears, all by himself. And Hogg, though, running almost 2 seconds off the pace of the 2 drivers ahead of him.
And, of course, Ashley's in the chat, cheering Noah on tonight.
Hi, Ashley.
As this battle for second at GTPs is trying to make its way through the LP2 field. And that right now is advantage to Hebert as he was able to just slip inside that pack right before they turned in at the end of the Kemmel Straight. And
Meneno got stuck there. And now we look at Pan Hirde and who's that
Jimbo
with
Pfeiffer.
Pan? Is that Jimbo Pfeiffer right along with him?
Pfeiffer's the one that had that contact earlier with Chester Guidry. He has recovered now, and now he's trying to get around Pan Hirde, and he's doing it aggressively, I would say. Every chance he can, he's kind of stuffing the nose down in there to see if he can wedge his way through. I haven't seen contact, that's good, but he's certainly getting impatient and wanting to come back up as one of our D2D drivers now making their way through? Or is that, let's see who that is.
No, I think. I don't think that's Bobby.
Or is that? It's not one of our BMWs with Ben Rose, is it?
Larry, let's jump back over to GT3 Pro real quick because it's getting heated now as we're 2x2. And Michael Brooks slicing across the nose of the Mustang. But Larry, look at what corners they're at.
That is, same place. And this time Brooks comes out ahead. Third battle. Now he finally wins one of them there at the end of that Kemmel Straight. So beautiful move there for Brooks saying, hey, there's no advantage to that Mustang here. I got this at Lacombe. I can take this. But look at Bennett now trying to get back around Copeland. And he's going to go the long way.
Touch of contact there. But, as Bennett now slides back across, as both he and Ken Copeland spent 3 corners side by side, bottled up behind the wrong stuff entry of Brooks and Bass. And all the while, Larry, you were talking about Vogler, Dam, Sircone, Edwards, and Hartley, that they were close.
Right there.
They're a lot closer now than they were 2 laps ago.
Yeah, they're absolutely right there because for a moment when we flashed to these battles, it was actually a 2x2. They were all lined up Noah's Ark style there going through Lacombe, and that definitely allows the rest of the pack to catch up. So we're going to keep our eye on Mike Dam and see. I'm curious really how late he can wait on fuel. If he's just hanging back here, just staying in the hunt, hoping to maybe save a couple seconds at the pit stops, which should be starting in any time now should they choose. But Dan might be the last one if he's under that kind of fuel-saving strategy. The other thing I'd worry about with the whole Orion team is the Corvette up to par tonight? Is it on pace with the Lamborghini and the Mustangs that we're seeing here tonight? Or is there a Corvette deficiency here at Spa?
Well, I mean, we're seeing, at least in the case of the Orion cars, it appears to be every one of the Orion cars, I think, has dropped. The exception of Hartley has dropped at least one spot. Take that back. Travis Schwenke, who started at the tail end of the pro field, has made a couple spaces on my Larry, as right there, Guidry and Hosea going at it again.
Yeah, Guidry unable to get by, or to get away from Hosea, and now Hosea gets that spot back. But look at this. This, I believe, is going to lead to some more, as Hosea goes the long way around La Source, and Guidry gets a good exit there. So we'll see if this pays off at the other end of the Kemmel Straight with a little bit of draft ahead of them here as they go up Eau Rouge. And
yeah, I was saying it right as they come up through Radion, you can see the distance close up, Larry, and he's right back
draft
to the rear. Does he pop a slow drift over to the left?
I think he may have gone too far to keep up the side draft, to put himself in a tough position. I find the longer you can stay close to the other driver, you continue that streamline until you're actually like tire to tire, nose to nose. You kind of want to stay close, and then you can pop out to not give any counter side draft to them. In this case, that's what keeps Guidry behind Hosea at this run. I really thought he had enough momentum to get by him.
As we jump to the front of LMP2, Jordan Butler and Milan Harris now trying to work their way past. Is that Noah Hogg in the Velocity Corvette? Yeah.
Yeah, Noah's just trying to not interrupt their battle and keep his own pace going, as he's running now in fourth in the end of GT3. He's trying to just hold his own. He doesn't want to lose momentum, but looks like in this case, Harris may have caught himself on the wrong side of that and not able to stick with Butler. Butler gets a good run.
Yeah. All right, Larry, taking a look here, Bobby Childs bringing his D2D GTP BMW onto the pit lane, and he is going to be the first of our GTP racers to pit. The pit window for GTP opened up right around lap 13 or so. So taking an early stop here, that of course is going to put him now in 7th position. And he is now back underway as Dave Meneno now brings his SRT Esport Porsche GTP car onto the pit lane.
Well, this will be interesting. He was in that good battle with Fitzgerald, or with a Hebert, I should say. And so now he's going to take that early stop. Let's see how this tactic plays out. To me, it's one of those, especially in a faster class like these GTPs, I'd want to be the strategy of take the stop when you come approaching traffic.
Right.
That way, you know you're going to go slow anyway. You may as well come into the pits. We'll see if that's how this works for him.
All right, Michael Klimovich bringing his Slow Bros Porsche on the pit lane, as well as he is pitting in from 11th in AM. And I guess this is, I think, probably his second stop. So he had an issue early on.
Good little three-way battle going on here. Back in the field there, I believe you got Chase West there in the Mustang, followed closely by Ilya Speaker and Bradley Haley. And Haley, of course, in the other Sector 5 Mustang here. These three having a pretty good scrap. The Mustangs definitely look strong tonight.
They do.
That's Mike Dam continuing to try to keep pace there with Vogler in front of him. And, of course, got Vogler's teammate Sircone right behind him. So it's SRT Esport and Orion here are the next 5 cars in line.
Yeah, you know, and Schwenke, who now is right trailing this little pack. We've got Edwards, Hartley, and then Schwenke a little bit further behind. Schwenke started off pretty deep, actually, into the AM field. Started off 13th out of 13 cars in Pro, and he has now made up, I think, 4 positions so far.
Yeah, solid progress there for Travis to be able to get through that field there, as Ben Rose now takes to the pits.
So many of our GTP racers choosing to come in early, and as you said, Larry, right as they're coming up on some traffic, it looked like Ben Rose was coming up on a good-sized pocket of GT3 cars as well.
Yeah, you'll
as
notice.
We check in now, Michelle Squarick.
Yeah. Yes, she's now trying to keep her pace. She's been able to open up to now 4 seconds on Zach Hebert. That's great. Now she can be patient with this traffic. She doesn't have to push to get by. Of course, that's Aaron Sunday. Nobody wants her to push her way past Aaron. Certainly not Aaron or Rachel. But Michelle, very respectful, waiting for an opportunity to get on by. Not really under pressure. Zach Hebert still about 3.5 seconds back.
All right, well, Larry, let's do this as we watch Zach Hebert now coming up on a few more of our GTP cars. We're right up at the top of the hour, so why don't we take our break? And when we come back, we'll bring our viewers all the way to the checkered flag here at Spa-Francorchamps, where it's round number 4, the Extreme Motorsports Ricmotech World Challenge. Don't go away.
Ricmotech, high-performance sim racing equipment. Whether you're just looking to have fun, train for race day, or become a serious esports competitor, Ricmotech has you covered. Hundreds of name brand parts. Support from experts that love sim racing. Trusted by the pros. There's only one place to go, Ricmotech.com.
The SCCA Foundation is a 501c3 organization serving as the charitable arm of the Sports Car Club of America. One of the programs partially funded by the foundation is the SCCA Academy, an online learning management system used to keep real-life racing track officials up to date on the highest standards of race safety and officiating. Through this program, the SCCA Foundation is supporting the future of the best trained corner workers and event officials in motorsport. You can support these efforts at www.sccafoundation.org. The search is over. The most comprehensive league scoring solution is here, with the ability for multi-level championships, custom incident tracking, post-race time penalties, support for heats, drop weeks display, multi-car team scoring, advanced web widgets, rookie championships, a custom paint system, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today.
Ricmotech, high-performance sim racing equipment. There's only one place to go, Ricmotech.com.
It's round number 4 of the Extreme Motorsports Ricmotech World Challenge here on Apex Racing TV. We're at Spa-Francorchamps. I'm Greg Ginsburg along with Larry Lefty McLeod. And Larry, we're starting to see some of our LMP2 racers now taking service. When we went to break, Jordan Butler, our prior leader in LMP2, came down the pit lane, and Milan Harris now takes service as well, as we take a quick look here at our current battle for the lead with Chester Guidry, Charlie Hosea now at it side by side, coming down the front straight and up the hill through Eau Rouge and Radillon, pardon me.
Yeah, these guys have been doing battle here for a number of laps. And in fact, it looks like Avon Dorsey now is going to enter the chat as well behind them, as Guidry's going to have the inside line on Hosea. We've seen this in all the classes tonight. Great side-by-sides here through this Lacombe chicane section. In this case, Guidry's going to come out on top for the moment. But, of course, they're battling for the lead because down the order, Jordan Butler has already made his fuel stop. So that's why you're not seeing him at the top of the order. We'll wait and see where that shuffles to when everybody else makes their stop.
All right, as they now make that short run down the Puhan. Great corner. Of course, Larry, we were talking earlier about the live starters that we have for all of our races, here in the World Challenge, and they are provided by the SCCA Foundation that provides funding for the SCCA Academy, training the next generation of race workers and volunteers that make real-life road racing events possible. For more information, head to sccafoundation.org. All right, so Chester Guidry now, your leader in LMP2. And yeah, you're right there, Larry. Avon Dorsey starting to close things up just a little bit on his teammate Hosea and on Guidry.
Yeah, as Guidry and Hosea continue to battle, Dorsey's just put his head down and said, I'm going to go get them. But I'm looking at what's in front of them, and now I would pull into the pits instantly if I was any one of these through, and it looks like one of the Rockefellers does. That's Hosea.
That's Hosea, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would have done. I don't want to be messing around with GT3 traffic for a whole lap. Let's get this done, and Hosea is going to do it as he's entering in the Grand Prix pits and not using it.
I think he had Speaker and Haley and Chase West directly ahead of him, and great call there. If only because Larry, the time he'd lose in the chicane.
Yeah, look how long these pits are, though.
My gosh.
Look at this. It's the endurance pits here. So you combine the Grand Prix pits with the classic pits that are down here as you head down towards.
So you've got to go all the way around the around the bend.
And then finally he'll pull into his pit stall. Yeah, it's a long run here. You got to be accurate. You got to be patient. And it offsets things a little bit. So that's why you're seeing Jordan Butler all the way down in 6th. Because, well, he's already taken his stop. We'll see what happens there as now Charlie Hosea finally gets his servicing started.
Yeah, Panhiraday heading into the pit lane now as well. And Larry, the run to his pit box on pit lane was 50 seconds. So,
just to get to his pits.
Just to get to his pit box was a little bit less than a minute. So thankfully, nobody has incurred a drive-through penalty here tonight because that would be painful.
Not yet. As we go on board with Aaron Sunday, currently running second in GT3 AM to Alex von Stratman. Aaron's had a solid little run here, trying to fend off any challengers and not really losing sight of Van Stratman, as you can actually see just out the front there. That's Van Stratman there in that Mercedes just within... there it is. Actually, I think that's the Acura, not Mercedes. Yeah, I could tell my logos apart. So that's a funny looking front engine car. Oh no, that is the mid engine.
That's an
Acura.
And and I'm wondering, Larry, with Van Stratman's win 2 weeks ago at Motegi, that may have been the first time in I'll have to go back and do a little research, but I think that's the first time an Acura won in the World Challenge, because I can't remember that's right. And John's reminding me, because there was one season when the Orion team was running the Acuras, and one of their drivers did take a win. So
yeah, it's pretty rare. It's good to see the Acura getting some love here as some more pitters. In fact, the entire LMP2 field, it seems, as Guidry, Dorsey, Weston have all made their way in. As looks like they're Weston
Ethan
or was
Bass,
that somebody
Ethan
at the
Bass
back of the
Corey
pack
Ciccone now
Dorsey
as well.
Yeah, they were running through some cones there, trying to make that pivot. Let's see if Weston can do it here. That might have been Dorsey that was struggling there. But we're all watching. Where is Butler? Look how tight that corner is to try and make that.
So Jordan Butler right now is there. He is currently sitting 4th, and he's got Neil Weston just went into the pits. Larry, Butler is the first driver highest position on track of any drivers in LMP2 still on track. So he's going to be, I believe he
just
is,
went through
because
turn one.
Guidry, Dorsey, Weston all in the pit lane. And there you go. As he crosses the start finish line, that's going to move Jordan Butler back to the lead as Guidry and Dorsey now leave their pit stalls.
And Guidry with the advantage there.
Yeah.
Harris, meanwhile, I don't believe has stopped yet, has now taken over the second position in the race for LMP2s.
No, Harris has already taken a pit stop, Larry.
Okay, all right.
And I think of all the LMP2 racers now, they have all completed their stops as Michelle Squarick now comes down the pit lane, pitting from the overall lead. That's going to move Zach Hebert up into the lead in the 511 Cadillac. And I believe Hebert and Sean Fitzgerald, who is our pole sitter tonight, are the only two remaining drivers in GTP at the pit. All right, let's jump over here to Chester Guidry, who's had kind of a star-crossed night tonight in the HTPK. Chapatulas.
Well, I wonder if he went for the fresh tires here at his pit stop, and that is the evidence right there. Half a lap out on Colton, not even half a lap, a third of a lap, and he's come around already once. So that is going to hurt him. You can see already there as Avon Dorsey was able to get by for the 4th spot, pushing Guidry down to 5th now in LMP2. Remember, Guidry was up battling for 3rd for a while. Now he finds himself about 4 seconds back from 3rd.
All right, over in GT3 Pro, Ilya Speaker, Chase West, Travis Schwenke, Josh Vidal, all on the pit lane. In AM, Pasternak, Casey, and Drake Miller as well. Ethan Bass rejoins, and Bass now running 9th in Pro, but almost every driver ahead of him, Larry, is yet to pit.
Sure, and that's why I was watching Schwenke to see where he would end up. Of course, he'll be back from Bass, and was not that far back, because Schwenke was, about 8 seconds or so behind Bass before. Now he's 14. Tells me Bass had a pretty good pit stop there, or Schwenke did not. So we'll keep an eye on that. If Bass's was that good, that could bode well in his potential fight here with Michael Brooks, and as well as Ken Copeland and the rest of the gang there at the front.
All right, as we check in, Bennett and Copeland. This is the battle for second now, and they're all coming on in. Brooks, Bennett, and Ken Copeland pitting in. Those are our top 3 racers in GT3 Pro. And
this is going to be very close. I have my suspicions.
Everybody else is coming in now too.
I have my suspicions that Mike Dam is about to make a jump if he can execute his pit stop. I suspect he was saving fuel, and I wonder also about Ken Copeland and his ability to save fuel in that opening stint. Those two could be the winners here when we see them come out of the pits in a minute and a half or whatever it takes to drive through the pits.
All right, Van Stratman pits in from the lead in AM, as does Aaron Sunday. I'm just looking at how this pit lane meanders around, Larry, by the time they finally get over to the Grand Prix pits.
Oh Mike Dam missed his pit stall. He actually had to put it in reverse there to back up, I noticed. We're going to see if that may have cost him just a little bit in that Corvette. Keep an eye on the front. Watch Copeland, watch Brooks. As Bennett's the first to move. Wait till you see where Bennett ends up. Yeah.
Yes.
He is right on the heels of Michael Brooks.
And I think Copeland next, but quite a bit further back.
Yeah, that was impressive for Bennett to come out of this thing just a couple car lengths back from Brooks. Meanwhile, that's what we wanted to see, which is the Orbitrop Bear Logitech entry there of Ethan Bass. Now with the hot tires, trying to hold off this pack. break a little draft? Maybe, but look at how fast he'll go through Lacombe now on warm tires. If the guys behind him are on colds, huge advantage here to Bass.
Well, and we saw
Oh, look at that in the background.
Oh, my.
But wait, in the background, it was Bennett going around.
Bennett.
Cold tires costing him.
And so he's going to give up a number of positions as now Robert Hartley, James Vogler get by. So does Mike Dam. Let's take a look.
Replay. Yeah, watch this replay as he touches just a little bit of curb, but that's not the issue. It's the cold tires is the issue here. That's the right line, and even if slightly conservative for him.
And Larry, we were talking earlier about Travis Schwenke and his good drive a little bit further back in the field. He comes up over Eau Rouge.
He lost the wing before he even got there.
Larry, before he ever came up the hill, I could swear that wing was missing.
Yeah, same.
I mean, it's showing is gone now, but maybe we can catch another replay. I don't think he had the wing when he came up Eau Rouge.
That is definitely a necessary component in that feature of this course. You definitely want to have aero to be able to be successful at Eau Rouge and Rodeo. But, yeah, look at that replay. Von Stratman had to check up hard to avoid the Corvette. Ooh,
oh, my gosh.
That's off to Alex. Good reflexes. There's Bennett.
And Bennett now sits 12th in pro.
Yeah.
And Taj Edwards, who is our last of the GT3 pro drivers to pit, now comes down the pit lane.
But look at the deltas between Bass and Brooks and Copeland. Bass's early stop, well executed, and the pace that he has got himself on a pretty good advantage here at this stage.
And Larry, he pitted in 2 laps earlier than Brooks and Copeland, yet was in his pit stall for 2 seconds less. And that was, certainly what he needed as he came out just as Copeland and Brooks were coming down the pit exit.
I think he timed it well. And I think coming in when he did, then because they all came out together, he had hot tires. But the fact that he timed it and executed both paid off. Now, watch the bump drafting going on of the wrong stuff teammates here with Brooks and Copeland. They're going to try to work together to take out this 3-second advantage that Ethan Bass has. I think they can do it. These two are the strongest drivers, 2 of the strongest we've ever seen in the series. In fact, all 3 of these are at the top echelon that we've got. These 2 working together is a really tough to. They'll even decide who's faster pulling versus pushing, and that'll dictate the order that they're driving a track. That's how well these are executed when these 2 work together.
So the question then becomes, Larry, again, as I'm thinking where Bass pitted in earlier, he spent less time in the box, so we assume that he either A, took less fuel, or maybe he didn't take tires. But the tire change should have been done before the fuel anyhow, and I'm just wondering how much fuel savings he is going to maybe have to do towards the very end of this race that perhaps the 2 wrong stuff racers won't have to do.
One thing we may have to note, otherwise we're going to get some angry viewers, is who's in the lead for GT3 AM. It's Aaron Sunday in the lead. Oh, my gosh. Yes, Von Stratman there through the pit exchange, perhaps having to stop for a sliding Corvette, has cost him the lead. Aaron Sunday now to the top there, the OHND Ferrari in the lead now at GT3 AM.
Let's see if we've got a replay, because I think when he went by Schwenke, I think he was still in the lead. So let's take a look here. I think this was.
Oh, actually, there it is. It's an on-track pass, not even in the pits. It wasn't necessarily the sliding Corvettes, but perhaps just unable to hold the line there. And Sunday now with an advantage of about 1.5 seconds. This is going to be exciting here for the next 25 minutes or so.
Larry, you and I might not survive if Aaron Sunday takes the win.
There'll be fireworks out there, folks. Just look for it.
I'm sure there will. All right, Larry, let's jump up if we can to GTP because Dave Meneno now with 2 seconds plus on Michelle Squerick. Squerick was in her pit box almost a full second longer than Meneno was. And remember, Meneno pitted in quite a bit earlier, pitted in 6 laps earlier than Michelle Squerick.
Well, we've seen this play out. We, of course, saw the race 2 weeks ago where, again, Michelle put herself in that position, in that case of a strategy decision, to have to come from behind. And I'm looking at her lap times, and she just took another half a second out of her teammate's time there. A 2:03.2, her fastest lap of the race, to Meneno's 2:03.7. And she had done a second the previous lap, so she's gaining in a hurry. But there'll be no easy point by here for Meneno, because remember, he did win the opening round, and I believe he was he second at the race there just 2 weeks ago, if I recall.
Yeah, correct.
So third. But so he's got a couple
we've
strong
been
finishes.
corrected in the chat. It's Meneno.
Oh.
Or it's
Meneno.
or Meneno. Yeah, exactly, Larry.
All right, we will get that right.
Thank you, Josh. Appreciate that.
How did I let me say it that wrong for that long, Greg?
Because he only alerted us to it 1 minute ago.
If only there was a way we could have known earlier.
Like maybe, I don't know, 6 months. I don't know. or maybe in a spreadsheet. I don't know.
How did Steven Hudak not correct us on this so long ago? It's his teammate.
Exactly.
I'm putting him on the spot. As he's in the chat as well tonight. All right, so Dave Meneno has got this lead. It's at 3 seconds over Michelle Squerick, who continues to chip away sector by sector.
Did you see the drift? The drift of that car through there. Yeah, and she just reset fast lap again, now at a 2:03.24.
And she may be about to do it again.
Yeah, I think so. Let's take a look here.
Yeah.
And a little bit off, Larry. Actually, about dealing with traffic there.
Yes.
A 2:04.09. Yet she still knocked another half second off of Dave Meneno's times.
She did set fastest sector 4 though on that lap. So you're right. A couple of traffic moments slowed up the whole lap, but she is right now racing towards Meneno as quickly as she can, sector by sector.
Steven, I hope you realize that we're trying to have a little fun here. Meh.
The pronunciation of Dave's last name's got me thinking about Private Parts, the movie, and trying to pronounce WNBC.
WNBC.
Meneno. Is that how I say it? Meneno.
Yes, Howard. That's how you say it. Does that make John pig vomit?
Yeah. And yes, Rachel, why is the emphasis on the wrong syllable? That's what I can't figure out.
Bong, bong, bong.
All right. Well, Rachel, you spoke up in the chat just at the right time, as Aaron is under attack now from Alex von Stratman. The accurate von Stratman is right up onto the back of that Sunday OHND Ferrari. It's not going to be an easy pass, as one of the SRTs goes roaring through there. I didn't catch the number on that bus, but it went flying by. It is one of our 2 lead SRT Esport GTP.
I think that was Dave Meneno. Is that right? Is that how we say it?
I think you got it. Yes. Congrats.
Yeah, there we go. Be the one and only time tonight.
Well, the strategy here for Aaron Sunday has got to be just be clean and execute. If Von Stratman's going to make a move, just make it so he has to go around a car who's being deliberate. You don't necessarily have to be watching your mirrors. You don't have to be thinking about what move to defend with. Just hit your marks that you know you want to hit. And around here, that'll make it tough enough for Von Stratman to get on by you, especially with all this GTP traffic coming by, because the next one's going to be Zach Hebert, who is going to try and get on by here in his Echelon Esports as they go through Radion.
And the Cadillac clears the Acura and the Ferrari. And Larry, Michelle Squerick resets fast lap again, now into the low 203s. a 2:03.18, and she is a coming.
Yeah. That is on the move for sure, as Brian Bennett now is the car between.
Thank you, Josh. I prefer BTS Oreos, by the way, Josh, if you're going to be buying.
Just give me Toll House cookie dough. Don't even start the oven. Don't waste the time. just bite right into the cookie dough, folks. That's how it's done. Full on elf style. That's how it's done.
Yeah, but you know, Larry, I would never even bother peeling off the cardboard. Anyway, I'm that impulsive. Speaking of impulsive, Larry, let's talk about our affiliate sponsor, Go Setups and Go Fast, where they combine tailor-made setups and expert tools to enhance every aspect of your racing experience. Go Fast is designed to help you analyze and unlock more performance on track. Race smarter with professional setups and pro app features for iRacing, Le Mans Ultimate, ACC, and more. Head to gosetups.gg and use code XMS10 at checkout, maybe a checkup, I don't know, for 10% off your purchase. It's because we were talking about insurance earlier.
We got a couple of administrative notes here that the penalties are being handed down. As, by the way, Ethan Bass has been caught by Michael Brooks. We're going to watch this battle. I mentioned that there's been a 30-second post-race penalty on the number 100, which is Charlie Hosea, currently sitting in, where's he at? Fifth, I believe, in the LMP2.
Right now in LMP2.
30-second post-race for contact with, I believe, Taj Edwards in the GT3s earlier in this race. So definitely some penalties. But let's not talk about penalties. We've got 15 and a half minutes left in this thing, and Michael Brooks has caught Ethan Bass, even without Ken Copeland, his teammate, pushing him. Ken's fading back quickly. Brooks is doing this all on his own, and it is going to be a good fight to the finish between these two superstars. This is going to be a good finish.
Yeah, another 25 minutes remain. But right now, Ethan Bass is more concerned about the Velocity Motorsports Corvette of Logan Jones. Jones goes very wide. Well, yes, makes it a little bit easier for our leaders.
Not for Jones.
No, certainly not for Jones.
So to let you know the scenario here, not only do you have a battle for the lead here at the fourth round of 8 in the series between Michael Brooks and Ethan Bass, they come into tonight 4 points apart in the championship, 179 to Brooks, who has himself a pair of wins, and Bass, who has the other win on the season at 175 points, 4 points back. So it means a lot to go into the halfway point of the season with the lead in the championship. One of these two will likely have it, and probably the winner of tonight will have it, but it is going to be awfully close here between Brooks and Bass. And it's been like this all season, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely it has. I mean, they've been trading back and forth almost every race weekend. And of course, Brooks has found a way to take the win last couple of rounds. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be close, especially once you start counting all these drops where, with the number of podiums that both of these racers have got, they're giving up so few points with their drop week. All right, let's take a look. Speaking of points, Larry, let's take a look at GT3 AM while we're watching the pro battle here. Of course, Van Stratman took the win last week at Motegi. He currently leads the GT3 AM championship with 173 points. That's 9 points on Josh Vidal. Oh my! Let's
watch this for a moment here. As again, Brooks and Bass are side by side. That's contact as Bass is able to stay on the inside. Brooks maybe not so happy about it. Brooks probably feels he didn't get left enough room out there, but he does recover. He does not lose total control. Probably takes a second here to clean his tires off. But that was definitely some tight racing between these two. We'll see if Brooks is able to come back at him here before the next 13 minutes rolls out.
All right. And Michelle Squarick has now made it back to the point, Larry, has gotten around her teammate Dave Menino. There we go. See, twice in one night. Let's take a look and see how it happened.
As Menino comes across another SRT Esport driver. One of the GT3s may have actually been the one that slowed him a little bit up. Teammates on teammates, maybe helping Michelle, but not necessarily Dave. As Michelle gets that run, she's going to have that advantage all the way into here at this chicane at Lacombe. And that might just be enough for her to walk away in this thing, given the pace she's put on tonight.
Yep. So again, over in GT3 Pro, Van Stratman, Vidal, and then Michael Klimovich, and it's certainly not going to help Klimovich tonight as he retired the car after just 11 laps this evening. And that definitely is going to be then advantage Noah Hogg, who is currently running fourth tonight, and probably running, fourth in AM tonight, currently fourth in the championship. He was 6 points back from Klimovich before the night began.
Yeah. Keep in mind that Aaron Sunday did miss one of the rounds, so he's got a drop already. He's got to think about. That's why you're not seeing him up there high on that list. But Van Stratman has gotten around Sunday to take the leads in this one. Sunday still in second, about a second and a half back, but it's not over yet. It's still 12 minutes, 11 minutes now, counting down. But we'll keep our eye on Aaron Sunday, see if he can hold on to this podium position. There he is.
And I don't know if Michael Brooks has decided to just back off Ethan Bass for the time being, Larry, but he's...
it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, he's right back. Yeah.
Remember, they had the SRT Esport pair of GTPs that were floating through there for a minute, and that may have just kept them separated, but not anymore, as Brooks is ready to go right back Bass. Remember, we've seen at least 4 times tonight, 3 of them at Lacombe, and one of them, of course, we just saw a few seconds ago there. So let's see if they have another coming together here before this thing is over. This is a section of the track, I gotta say, that Lamborghini's probably has the advantage floating through these medium speed corners.
Yeah.
The Mustang, pretty good on its own. Appears to have pretty good straight line speeds tonight, in fact. We'll see the next time down the Camel Straight if that Mustang's able to hold off. But here you don't see the Lamborghini really gaining any significant ground on the Mustang.
As they rock through Blanchimont. And up to the final chicane.
As I think Ben Rose is going to be right behind them in his DNA GTP entry there, driving that BMW.
And you watch there coming through the chicane, Larry, and Brooks, he just can't get the timing necessarily right. He's much better on the brakes. He's going to try to follow the LMP2 car through.
He was trying to make noise out of it. He was trying to make sure that Bass didn't get any better of an exit of La Source than he did, and he may have succeeded. And again, this time it's Bass flashing the lights back for his dissatisfaction of the situation. This, though, is where the horsepower of the Mustang seems to have an advantage tonight. Let's see if the slipstream can pay off for Brooks in the Lamborghini as he's going to try to pop to the outside.
Indeed he does. And he's got about a half a car. The Mustang a little bit later on the brakes, though, Larry, but I don't think it's going to help him there. And this time, Michael Brooks able to go back to the lead.
So 4 times through that corner. Now they've each won the battle twice.
2 and 2.
Yep. Still got a couple laps left. We'll see if it happens again as they head down the hill, but it is now back to Michael Brooks and in the lead over Ethan Bass.
All right, so we now have about, Larry, about 10 minutes remaining, a little bit less than 10 minutes remaining on the clock.
Yeah, the only other battle, other than the ones we've been watching, that's starting to heat up might be that 3rd place podium spot in LMP2. Avon Dorsey and Chester Guidry at least seem to be making a game out of this thing. With Guidry, of course, we had seen had that issue coming out of the pits on the cold tires. We'll see if perhaps he's got his pace back here now as we're inside of the final 8 minutes to go. Guidry taking about a half a second out of Dorsey's advantage the last time around, and now he's within the draft range. So watch that 8/10 drop to probably 5 or 6 before they get to the end of the straight. That's just draft. Look at that thing counting down.
Oof.
Just pulling him in.
Tick,
just
tick,
reeling
tick,
him in.
Tick, tick.
We'll see if Guidry's got the pace through the chicane. As Dorsey may have been able to attack it just a little bit better.
Oh, no. Coming out of there, Guidry picked up another 0.2.
Yeah. That's how this will go, and we'll see if Guidry can make him a little bit late on the brakes there for Dorsey. Avon not quite able to get started into that. And Guidry now within a half a second. This potentially puts it as a Blanchimont face-off here on this lap towards the end of it when they get down there. And back there's a Charlie Hosea also lurking in the background. Of course, I think he's got that post-race penalty coming.
Yeah. And Guidry definitely a little bit later on the brakes also, Larry, than Dorsey had. At least a couple of the sequences here. Let's take a look now as they make the run down towards the final chicane through Blanchimont.
Yeah, good run there for Guidry as he closes up again using that draft. And look how quick he is, Guidry here, through the chicane.
Well, Dorsey also he entered the chicane in a very defensive manner there, Larry, almost center of track. Didn't really give him himself an opportunity to get a good run off the corner.
His Chomps has got the teeth out now.
Yeah.
Trying to take a bite out of a podium here if he can get Avon Dorsey for this spot here in the next 5.5 minutes.
Ooh, and such a great run up the hill.
And who's that coming up behind him? That's early. The race leader. It's Michelle Squirt. Go right between them. Go, Michelle, go. That was great.
Wow. And Guidry pulled over to give her the room and might have hurt him here in the opportunity to take the position. Yeah. But I think he knows he's got the pace.
And Menino's going to come right through, but he's going to wait behind them. He's going to be stuck, not able to keep up with Michelle, his teammate, because there's multiple battles here. Of course, you got the overall lead, and then you've got the LMP2 lead going on here together. A little bit more patient here for
probably Menino is going to get past one of the two.
Oh, yeah, these LMP2s through some of the sweepy sections are pretty quick, and then you get under the brakes. The LMP2s are a lot better under the brakes than the GTPs. That's where Menino's got to really watch how he attacks to make this overtake between them. You don't want to suddenly find yourself in the back of a Dallara.
All right, well, now he goes and he clears them. And Chester Guidry going to have to redo the work that he spent 3 laps putting in.
He had it. It was there. It's the way it goes. But hats off to Michelle Squirk for executing that split of those LMP2 cars there on the Kemmel Straight. That was beautiful. She just, we talked earlier about it. Sometimes she's conservative. This time she said no and just went right between them with an ounce of daylight that she had seen. Nobody has any contact. Everybody's happy, especially Michelle in this case. Maybe not so much Chester.
Yeah, not so much. Well, I thought Chester had still had a pretty good opportunity if he had maybe pulled over to get into her wake just a smidge earlier. She might have been able to pull him through and pull him forward a little bit, but it was that close. All right, let's jump back over now. This is the battle for 4th in Pro. Mike Dam and James Vogler. Vogler from SRT Esport in the Ferrari. Dam, as all the Orion races are, in their Corvettes.
And Dam may actually finally think he needs to be aggressive here to pick up a spot.
Yeah.
In the long run, in a championship like this, every little point could pay off. So he should try to work to get by. The Vogler, of course, not willing to concede that point. he would love to have this top 4 if he can hang on to it. And that's something to be said in this field to finish 4th. And as deep as this field, this might be one of the deepest fields we've had in any season of this World Challenge here in GT3.
Yeah, I concur, Larry. So the last 2 laps now, Dam has knocked some time off of Vogler ahead. On the prior lap, it was about 0.7 of a second. On this lap, about 0.3 of a second. And definitely the car looks a little bit stronger, whereas the Ferrari's been scrabbling for grip. The Corvette looking a lot stronger at the moment.
It's just something, though, he can't quite make the move. But there you go, the Corvette able to stick just a little bit better. Not able to make the pass completely. Vogler still has it, but Dam's got the position on the inside here around the 180. Now he's on the outside, though, as they make the left-hander down the hill.
All right, Larry, white flag is in the air as Michelle Squarick now working her last lap. We'll check back in with her in just a few moments, as she has now about 3.5 seconds on her teammate.
Oh, look at this, though, as Mike Dam cannot get on the correct side of the track to finish the pass. Vogler doing a great job of staying there. Right now on this part of the track, you need to stay on the right. He's doing that because that'll put him then on the right side as they head down here towards Stavolo. He'll be, again, have the advantage, but it'll be a little bit compromised. Mike Dam doing a great job of forcing Vogler to a poor exit. Now Mike Dam should be able to rev it up. The problem is Mike's got his own teammate, Rob Hartley, ready to pounce on both of them if Mike can't get the pass done. Ooh. Oh, man, they're touching, I think. They're at least, exchanging numbers. Vogler with a counter move, maybe? Can he get there? Not quite. Vogler's got to worry about Hartley behind him. As the Johan Alvarez just says, I'm going to get out of your way here, folks. And he does. He skirts to the right. In the background, there's a pile up there at the chicane. Didn't quite catch it. Numbers.
And I think that might have been Sircone and Weston.
Oh, wow.
Let's take a...
Well, there's one of them. That is Corey Sircone.
Sircone.
Exiting the scene.
All right, here comes Michelle Squarick now, Larry, as she is working the final corners coming up into the final chicane. And she's going to come onto the front straight and taking now her 3rd win of this young season, season 16 of the Extreme Motorsports Ricmotech World Challenge here at Spa-Francorchamps. Your winner in GTP, Michelle Squarick. Congratulations to her. Dave Menino will finish in 2nd. Zach Hebert for Echelon Simsport will finish in 3rd. Over in LMP2, I think it's only a matter of time here. Jordan Butler will take the win, as for DNA Motorsports. Milan Harris from Rockefeller Racing will finish 2nd. Avon Dorsey from Rockefeller will finish in 3rd, with Chester Guidry just off the podium in 4th.
Yeah, some super exciting racing tonight. And every one of the classes had moments of hot contesting going on. This one may have been one of the best, which is the battle of Michael Brooks and Ethan Bass. Still a 1/3 of a lap, a 1/4 of a lap to go. Brooks now with the advantage, as Bass maybe finally just said, I got to finish to the end of this thing, and he's faded back a little bit. But what an effort from the 2 of these guys. It seems swapping the leads 5 and 6, 7 times. It's just beautiful, beautiful stuff. A little bit intense at moments, a little bit of maybe a little bit of rubbing his racing going on. And in the end, it's going to be this guy, Michael Brooks, getting another victory, but hard fought, about as hard fought as you can get.
And Ethan Bass, Larry, did seem to have a lot of speed coming out of that last chicane. I think there's a lot of fuel savings going on for the Mustang. Now Jordan Butler is about to wrap up his win here at Spa-Francorchamps in the LMP2 class, as everybody behind him has taken the checker. And if we take a look at GT3 AM, Alex Van Stratman will take his 2nd win in a row, taking the win for the wrong stuff. Aaron Sunday will come home in second. There you go. There's Van Stratman coming through the final chicane now and on to the front straight. And the Acura now with 2 wins in the season. John, I think that might be a first. Here we go. Congratulations to him. Aaron Sunday now coming across the line. He will take second. Josh Vidal will finish third for HSR Phantom Racing. All right, Larry, let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll take a few moments to talk to our race winners here at Spa-Francorchamps. Stay with us.
The SCCA Foundation is a 501c3 organization serving as the charitable arm of the Sports Car Club of America. One of the programs partially funded by the foundation is the SCCA Academy, an online learning management system used to keep real-life racing track officials up to date on the highest standards of race safety and officiating. Through this program, the SCCA Foundation is supporting the future of the best-trained corner workers and event officials in motorsport. You can support these efforts at www.sccafoundation.org.
Ricmotech high-performance sim racing equipment. Whether you're just looking to have fun, train for race day, or become a serious esports competitor, Ricmotech has you covered. Hundreds of name brand parts. Support from experts that love sim racing. Trusted by the pros. There's only one place to go, Ricmotech.com.
The search is over. The most comprehensive league scoring solution is here, with the ability for multi-level championships, custom incident tracking, post-race time penalties, support for heats, drop weeks display, multi-car team scoring, advanced web widgets, rookie championships, a custom paint system, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today.
Ricmotech high-performance sim racing equipment. Hundreds of name brand parts. Expert support. Ricmotech has you covered. There's only one place to go, Ricmotech.com.
Welcome back to Spa-Francorchamps, where you've just seen round number 4 of the Extreme Motorsports Ricmotech World Challenge here on Apex Racing TV. I'm Greg Ginsberg along with Larry Lefty McLeod. Let's take a look at how we wrap things up after 75 minutes here in the Ardennes Forest. Michelle Square taking the win over her teammate Dave Menino and Zach Hebert finishing third in GTP. Over in LMP2, Jordan Butler from DNA Motorsports takes the win over the Rockefeller duo of Milan Harris and Avon Dorsey. Over in GT3 Pro, it's Michael Brooks from The Wrong Stuff. He is your winner tonight. Ethan Bass from Logitech G Orbit Drop Bear Motorsports finishes second, and Ken Copeland from The Wrong Stuff will finish third. And then over in AM, Alex Van Stratman from The Wrong Stuff takes the win over Aaron Sunday from OHND Racing. HSR Phantom Racing's Josh Vidal finishes in third. All right, Larry, let's take a look here. We've got our GTP winner, driver the number 75 Porsche from SRT Esport, ready for us in the green room. It's Michelle Squarick. Let's take a listen.
All right, Michelle Squirk joining us here post-race. Michelle, what a performance, a demonstration here tonight. Just a lot of fun to watch. You know, it seemed dominant at times, but yeah, I could tell you were under a lot of pressure a lot of times, and certainly the pressure was coming there from your own teammate, who, again, you have to come from behind 2 weeks later after doing it once. You have to do it again here tonight to come from behind to pass your teammate. Was this a strategy, or was there an execution, or is Dave Menino just this fast tonight that it took every ounce to get by him?
Oh, Dave absolutely nailed the strategy. He had me dead to rights because he was able to, have the mental awareness that there was a gap. So he went ahead and took an early stop to try and undercut, and oh boy, he did. And I come out, I'm like, okay, did he not take tires again? Well, he took tires, so I'm like, okay, just head down. Luckily, I had a little bit of time to, a little bit of clear track to try and chase him down a bit. I feel like I was able to kind of get close enough, but I was a little bit concerned because we did diverge a little bit on setup. He went with a little bit more of a low downforce setup. So I'm like sweating, like, okay, it's getting down to the last 15 minutes. How am I going to get him on the straight? Yeah. I guess he just had some bad luck coming up, Radion there, and that was the opportunity.
Yeah. Well, we were talking earlier in the race. You had the early lead, and maybe that lead kind of vanished as traffic came in. And we had talked that traditionally you tend to be a little bit more conservative in traffic than maybe your some of your competitors in class. You make that up by speed often when you're by yourself. Tonight, though, at the end of this race, you seem to completely dispel with the idea of being conservative with traffic and go the other way, to be aggressive, whether it was to make the pass, to take the lead, or that lapping through the LMP2s. Tell me a little bit about
that, didn't you?
about the parting of the Cs in front of you. Well, did you just see an opportunity instincts kick in, or did you see it unfold early enough to plan for it?
Yeah, so I kind of had flashbacks of like, oh wow, this is how I got Dave, and now he's getting his revenge here. And so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna keep my foot in it, and hopefully I see a gap. And then the other car pulled out. I'm like, oh, this is not going to plan. Please see me, flash as much as I can. And it all just kind of worked out. It was very fortunate that everybody had good awareness there. Yeah, that was. It never really let me rest, because every time I built a little bit of a gap where I thought I was comfortable, traffic would bring Zach back in the first stint, and then I was having to chase down Dave, and Dave is super fast, so he wasn't going to make that easy. I had to sweat.
Yeah, great stuff tonight to watch you take on that pressure, attack it, and come out victorious. It was a lot of fun to watch, and tremendous performance tonight to pull that off and get another victory here this season. So, but I know you've got friends, family, and teammates, others to thank and to shout out to here at the end of this one.
Yeah, obviously everybody at SRT. We worked on the setup. We had to diverge a little bit because I was running into a lot of trouble, but wow, we found a setup that works, and this setup is what I'm taking to Road America. So everybody watch out. Everybody here at Apex TV, you and Greg for commentating, awesome commentating, and XMS for putting on the league. It's a lot of fun.
All right, well, congrats here tonight, and of course, good luck into the Michelin GT Challenge in a couple of weeks, as well as we're announcing and talking about that earlier. So good luck with all your ventures, both in the Sims and, of course, in the real world. As it's great to follow your career there as well. But tonight,
is it Michelin or is it MX5 Cup?
It's
Michelle?
MX5 Cup.
Okay,
MX5
part of the challenge race at VIR that weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
Cool.
The most exciting one.
Yes,
it's the one. It's the one everybody in the paddock waits for. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's a reason why we're the last race of the weekend.
That's absolutely right. Excellent.
Save the best for last, right? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, good luck on that, but I know you've got time to prepare for that. But here, you execute well tonight. All strategies. Sometimes you throw them out the window and you just go for the gap when you can, and you do what you got to do. But tonight you get the win, well deserved. For the GTP winner here in SRT Esport team, it's Michelle Squirk.
Thank you.
All right, Larry, let's move over now to, we're going to mix it up a little bit. Going to move over to our GT3 AM winner for the second round in a row, driving for the wrong stuff. It's Alexander Van Stratman.
All right, joining us here, Alex. So great run here tonight, but not with some excitement for you, as you had the lead early. Aaron was able to get by you. And then it looked like you had to avoid a sliding Corvette coming out of the pits.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what went through your mind as the Corvette almost went through your car.
I mean, I knew I had Aaron right behind me. So I was trying to get out of the pits fast. Corvette comes flying in. I knew I had to stop. And, Aaron quickly passed me after that. Fortunately, I don't think he took tires, and I was able to catch right back up pretty quick.
Yeah, you see that pretty good pace there, even maybe the moment afterward where you kind of had to slide off again, probably just the cold tires coming in. But be able to overcome that for the strategy here tonight to pull off this win. Really looked great. You looked like you had strong pace from the beginning. Are you getting comfortable here as you work your way into the series?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm feeling a lot better each race, which I think is showing. 2 wins back-to-back, so I'm really happy about that. I'm usually worse at the low downforce tracks, so win at Spas is huge for me. And I didn't have too much time to practice in the Acura because I ran the 24 as well in the Ferrari, so it's been a busy couple weeks.
Yeah, we don't see the Acura, Vector commenting on this during the race, we don't see the Acura used too often, and certainly not successfully too often in this series. Is the Acura a preference for you, or was it more of a challenge to go with that chassis as opposed to one of the others this season?
I've driven it once before in a fixed race, once or twice, probably a year ago. So I like the NSX. I think it's a cool car in general as a street car. And everyone over at the Wrong Stuff was picking different cars for the most part. So I thought I'd go a little left field, and I've grown to love it, honestly.
Okay, well, it's certainly working out for you here with a couple of wins now under your belt here in the series, and a great dominant win here tonight. So congrats on that. But I know, as you've already mentioned, everybody on the team likes to pick different cars, but I'm sure you got some folks there, so maybe some others watching it. You can give a thanks for helping you win tonight.
Yeah, I want to thank the team. I want to thank the sponsors: VRS, UD Safe, Danger Russ, Sim Coach, Sim Motion, and Abruzzi. They keep us going. So shout out to everyone. Happy to win here today. Shout out to the league as well, RWC, for putting on some great races.
Yeah, the races have been fantastic in every class. It's so much fun to watch. And tonight, though, for yourself, getting the victory. Now, a couple here of the season working away for you from the Wrong Stuff, getting the win tonight in GT3M. It's Alex von Stratman. Congrats.
Thank you, guys.
Greg? Did we just lose Greg? All right, we may have. Greg has, but we may have.
Yeah, I muted.
Greg for a second. Myself. He was on mute.
Yeah.
Right.
So where are you? You missed my whole introduction there for Jordan Butler from DNA Motorsports, driver the number 72 Delara. There he is.
All right, Jordan. Yeah, Greg having a moment here. Jordan, no, your moment is getting the win here tonight.
Pushing my own buttons tonight. It's the problem.
All right, so Jordan, congrats here. You got the win here tonight in a very tightly contested field, but you seem to have a good stranglehold on it for quite a while in this one. What is it about Spa? Is this like a lot of us? Is this also one of your favorite tracks and tend to bring the best out in you?
Yeah. Like everyone else, this is one of my favorite tracks to drive. So I love it when the series comes here and I can, just lock in and just run some good laps. It's fun.
Yeah, you seem to be just super strong tonight. Your pit stop worked out. The timing was perfect there. The rest of the field, they were battling amongst themselves, but no one really had anything for you. Do you think that's down to setup, or is it a love of this track, or what do you think it separates you from what some of the other fast drivers that are in the field tonight that just didn't seem to have the pace?
Yeah, it's a combination of a couple things. First thing, setup was pretty good. I felt really comfy with it. Second thing, I just have so many laps here that I can drive it with my eyes closed. And the third thing, I think the big thing today was I'm really good at fuel saving at this track. So at the beginning of the race, I actually lost the lead to Milan. Mm-hmm. I don't think I had the pace to actually pass him outright. So I just hung out behind him, saved a ton of fuel, and my plan was to just jump him in the pits. And I found a good spot to pit right behind some GT3s, and I ended up popping out about 5 seconds ahead of him, and once I had that gap, I could just lock in and just run my race.
Yeah, the strategy worked just to perfect to a T there to be able to come away in the victory here. And I'll tell you what, I'm looking at the point standings have been updated, and you, with this victory now, your second of the season, has got you just 2 points back of Chester Guidry, who's also got a couple wins under his belt. Things are tightening up, though, so he's got you by 2, but we're only halfway through the season. Are you going to start keeping an eye on that, making sure that you qualify ahead of Chester? You're going to be watching the other guys to try to work on the points here as we head to the second half?
I think now that we're deep into the season, I got to look at the championship points. So, Chester's been definitely my biggest rival so far. I think him and me have won all the races so far this season.
Yeah.
And I think I lucked out a little bit that he had some trouble today. And I had some trouble a couple races ago as well. So it's been evening out here. So it's pretty tight between us.
It certainly is. I'm looking forward to the second half of this season. And there's a few others, as you talked about, Milan Harris, who actually missed the first couple of rounds, and a few others that have been fast at times that are going to make this very interesting down the stretch. So looking forward to that. But for tonight, you get to celebrate and enjoy this one. I know you've got a big team and lots of other supporters probably watching in. You want to give a mention to tonight?
Yeah, of course. My DNA teammates, we love showing up every Monday night and joining you guys on in the series. So those guys really give me the motivation to come in every week and do my best.
Yeah, it's been great to watch. You guys have a lot of fun and a lot of great drivers on that team. So a lot of good success, and which breeds further success. And for tonight, for you get to be the one at the top of your podium, claiming victory here in the LMP2 class for DNA Motorsports. Your winner, Jordan Butler.
Thank you very much.
All right, and that time, Larry, I remembered to unmute myself. Congratulations, Jordan. All right, let's move over now to our final interview guest of the evening, taking the win in GT3 Pro, also driving for the wrong stuff this evening, Michael Brooks.
All right, joining us here, what may have been the most exciting battle of the week, Michael Brooks coming out on top in that epic battle with Ethan Bass. Michael, is this one of the where you guys walk away with even more respect, or is there always still those moments of, man, he made that move on me and this move on me? Because I'm feeling you guys both are saying the same things about each other in what was an epic battle between you.
Definitely a lot more respect. It's always fun to race Bass. The competition in this league is just fantastic. So, I treasure the moments that we're able to actually battle door to door without something going bad. There's one instance where I went off into the dirt a little bit, but other than that, it was pretty clean racing. So really enjoyable.
Yeah, we were starting to count the number of times you guys went side by side through Lacombe, and at one point, I think he won the first two battles, and you got the next two battles that we got to see, and it was a lot of fun as you guys were trading sides through the corners and who could hold the line. And in your mind, you keep track of that, okay, I got him through that corner the last time, I think I could do it again.
Kind of, yeah. I also try to factor in what's the tire life at? What am I trying to do? Is it worth getting on the gas early right here and really trying to send it? And you're really thinking 2 corners ahead. It's okay, if I get the inside this corner, am I going to be on the outside next corner? And the big sweepers like Puan, I mean, you don't really want to be on the outside there. You catch the marbles and you'll be sliding out into the side. So, you just take it corner by corner, lap by lap, depending on how the tires are feeling.
And that may have actually been the difference in that thinking ahead, planning ahead tire condition, because as the final confrontation between you guys sort of settled out, he began to fade back, and we were speculating perhaps either tire wear was gone or maybe even a little bit of fuel savings, that you had done a little better job of that as the race was progressing. So sometimes those little bits, those little moments and thinking ahead actually is what helps you win a race. And for you, it's another win on this season. They're starting to add up, aren't they? You've got it's going to be a tight battle, but
Yeah, you can never count anybody out. There's always, there's always those down races. So just take it one race at a time. I'm ahead right now, but who knows what it'll be like next race or the race after that.
Yeah, for us, we love it. It's super exciting, and every round with you guys, we expect the next time Mike Dam and those guys be back in it. We know your teammate Ken was right up there with you guys for this whole thing tonight. Does that make it even better when it's you and Ken kind of taking on the rest of these guys as teammates?
Oh, absolutely. I think the most fun I ever have is, when it's me and Ken battling it out. Ken always has a good eye for strategy, and he's usually pretty good with traffic. Unfortunately, he got caught up this race, which was a big bummer because we were going to try to work together to catch back up to Bass and then put pressure on him. I know he was taking care of his tires really well in the second stint, so a really big bummer that he fell back. But yeah, overall, I mean, that's what we do it for as a team. To work together, to try to get the best result all together and collaborate. It's the best feeling when we can both come out with a good result.
Well, it looked like an absolute ton of fun tonight, and even more fun when you can come out on top and victorious, which you did here. But I know you've got lots of folks watching in and some special ones. Probably want to give a shout out to you for helping you get the win.
Absolutely. First and foremost, shout out to Anna. Always tuning into the stream. My mom and my dad always tune in the day of or day after. Jeff, who's still in the wait list, so if anybody wants to bail out mid-season and let him back in, be my guest. And then the rest of the team, obviously. Ken, he had a good result getting P3 this time around. Ian, unfortunately, he had a big old spin early on, so, win some and lose some. A huge shout out to Alex for getting the win in AM. Super proud of him for that. He's doing fantastic this season. Big shout out to Chase as well. It's just, all around a really good turnout for TWS this season. We hope to keep bringing it. And then obviously, got to do a big shout out to Mama Svieta. Slava Ukraina.
Yeah, that's awesome team, awesome friends and family you've got there working with you, and I'm sure they're all proud of the efforts you've been putting in and the success that it's becoming. So congrats on getting the win here tonight for the Wrong Stuff. Your winner in GT3 Pro, Michael Brooks.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Michael. All right, let's, Larry, take a look at what we've got coming up in the next couple of weeks because, no peace for the weary here in Ricmotech world. It's coming up next Monday night. That's July 20th, 8:10 p.m. Eastern Time. The GT Pro Pedals Sports Car Challenge heads to Silverstone for round number 5. And Larry, if we're at Silverstone and if we're in Britain, what does it always do?
It's going to be raining. Yes.
We know that. I can't tell you what the weather's going to be like for me at Summit Point on Friday, but I know on Monday it's going to be raining at Silverstone. And then in 2 weeks, July 27th, Michelle was talking about how she had her setup all ready to go for Road America. Well, somebody should tell her it's probably going to be raining at the National Park of Speed in 2 weeks. She might want to rethink that setup. That is Monday night, July 27th. And then August 3rd, the GT Pro Pedals Sports Car Challenge is going to head to Portimao to the Algarve circuit for a 75-minute race. All right, so for Larry Lefty McLeod, for Jonathan Grabowski, bringing you all the great views of tonight's action, I'm Greg Ginsburg, and we'll see you next Monday night with our galoshes on at Silverstone. Have a great week, everybody.
Ricmotech, high-performance sim racing equipment. There's only one place to go, ricmotech.com.